Okay, what up, YouTube? Sorry, I know it's been a month since I uploaded something, but hey, I do have I do have a 9 to 5 outside of YouTube. And number two, I got like multiple projects that I'm trying to get up off the ground. For those who are wondering like where I've been and like what I've been up to and stuff, but I've been keeping of course, even though I got all this stuff going on, I still keep my ear to the street. I still I still hear the drums beating in the jungle, something, or if you want to, how you want to say that. But like I want to, but I waited a whole week for them to talk about this, for the anti-black male, anti-black male hags, the black men haters, the divestors, and the swirlers to talk about this, but they still haven't talked about it. They haven't talked. I knew for a fact they was gonna be silent about this, but I chose to give them the benefit of a doubt, and of course they proved my point and showing their silence whenever one of their white kings does something like this. For those who know who this is Gloria Williams and Brian Coulter, a Houston couple who was recently arrested for the murder of Gloria's 9-year-old son, if I'm not mistaken, 9-year old son. The woman got like 4 or 5 kids, and of course her white king, her bottom shelf Brad, is not the father of none of those kids, but she allowed him to do whatever she wanted to these kids. And he beat and stomped on the child, and he literally beat him to death. And they covered his body up with a blanket, and they left her other kids there to live, to fend for themselves, while they just go off and do whatever he was doing. And like it was before they were arrested for murder. But and like but like they that goes to show you that goes to show you the mindset that any type of white man would have over a black woman, like because the silence from the divestors and the bed wenches is speaking volumes. Let's just keep it real. If this was a black man, they would have had it would have been all over the news. Had this been a black man, it would have been all over the news. All these black male haters, the Cynthia G's, the Paris Milans, the Crystals, the Nyla Says, and the Crystal Swirls of social media would have put up like 2, 3, 4 video. It would have been 100 videos within the hour of them talking about this. But of course they chose to remain silent and divert their attention to other news where black men are committing crimes. But when it comes when it comes to situations like this, they chose to remain silent. And I know, like when it also comes to interracial relationships, of course everybody wants to bash brothers who mess with white women, and if anything's happened to that black man, nobody feels sorry for him. But when it's the other way around, when it's a black woman who chooses to divest and swirl and get with somebody like this, you know what I also notice, whenever a black woman gets with a white man, they always get with the white equivalent of the black man that they're complaining about. They complain. Of course, they're gonna complain about black man ain't this, black man ain't that, or I'm done dealing with Pookie and Ray Ray. But then they hook up with a white man who who emulates the black man that they complain about. They don't get with the white man who's making 7 figures, or who owns a Fortune 500 company, because those white men primarily date or marry white women. And if they do step out, they gonna get them a Asian woman. Let's keep it real. A white man who are in the higher upper echelon, if they date out, 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna get with a black woman. They're gonna, of course, they'll sleep with y'all on the low, but like as far as marrying you and putting you on putting you on the throne right next to him, that's not happening. They're gonna get them an Asian woman. Mark Zuckerberg is married to an Asian woman. The Senator Mitch McConnell, he's married to an Asian woman. Like, then of course they're not gonna choose you swirlers and divestors. But I just wanted to point out the double standards that a lot of these black male bashers are refusing to mention, or they don't want to talk about it. I knew they was going to be silent about this, just like I knew there was going to be, just like they were silent about the Chad Willis situation, or about that white man who set his black girlfriend's face on fire and it messed it up, or that they don't talk about this other black woman, this other white man who killed his black girlfriend and had her body stashed in the basement for like over a year before he was arrested. They're not talking about that. And of course, with the Gloria Williams and the Brian Coulter situation, that shows the double standard. And and another thing about Gloria Williams and Brian Coulter, she allowed this white man to come along. This white man, of course, this is a bottom shelf Brad. This is a backwater Billy. Okay, but she allowed her bottom shelf Brad to discipline kids that are not biologically his, and then let him get away with killing him because you wanted to hold on to this whiteness, because that's how it is with a lot of black women. In the black woman's eyes, the white man is God. Black women treat white men like gods and kings, and and 9 times out of 10 they're not going to acknowledge that these men are anything but what they deify them as. But the Gloria Williams and Brian Coulter situation has proved my point once again. All right.